Well, what am I doing? I've just been given some rhubarb, so I'm going to use this. So how am I going to do it? I've got a container that you can get from the takeaways. I'm just get a board, and this rhubarb came from my son's house, my eldest son. So not going to waste it, and it's still quite young. So I'll take the top and the tail off. I don't think it's gone woody at all, so I'm just going to chop it up into little pieces, and then this will go in the microwave with a tiny bit of water and a tiny bit of sugar. And it's very useful, this is, for putting with yogurts. That's what we mainly do. That's a little bit tough at the bottom, so we'll let that one go. Into the compost bin. You're not wasting anything then, it's going back to the earth. Top and tail. A lot of people take the skin off, which, you know, is sort of peeling it like that, but I tend to leave it on because it gives a nice colour to the rhubarb, and it's still early in the season. When you get later in the season, you'll probably need to strip the rhubarb of the skin. There we are, that's going to be nice. Leave that a little bit. You'll feel where it gets a little bit too thick. I know this will be organic because son's a bit like me. He won't put anything in his garden or on his garden that you wouldn't eat yourself. So there's no poisons go on it. That's how you strip it, if you're wondering. But then when you strip it like that, the rhubarb is very green, whereas if you leave a bit of the skin on, it'll cook and it'll be pink. So there we are. I'm just going to keep going with this. Don't know whether it's a bit like watching paint dry, but I thought, a little bit busy at the moment, but I'd just like to check in, make sure everybody's okay. And I quite like doing it anyway. This is a bit chunkier, so I'll cut it into smaller pieces. And if it looks too thick, I'll pull some of the pieces of the outer edge off, peel it. You can always tell when you cut it, it'll hang like that. So therefore, just pull the skin off. It's quite easy. That end bit feels a bit tough, so we've got plenty. So take the top off. I've peeled that piece because it seemed to want to come off. So that's what I tend to do. And just chopped into little pieces, and then this will go in the microwave. When we were little, we used to have a communal patch of rhubarb as you just went into the allotments, and we used to get sugar bags with a bit of sugar in. And old Catherine from Catherine's Granny Square said she used to do the same. So you dip your rhubarb in the sugar and then eat it like that. And I can actually remember eating oranges like that. You'd have half an orange and dip it in your sugar and then eat the orange. I mean, really, you know, you wouldn't get that so much these days. But there wasn't all the additives that we've got now at all. You'd have your grocers where you'd get your fruit and veg from. You'd have your supermarkets that you'd get your flour and your butter, cheese, and you'd have your butchers where you'd get all your meat, your bacon, your sausages, and then we had a baker that used to come and deliver bread when I was little. So, and of course we had milkmen. It was very rarely a milk woman. I'm just going to put some water on this, only a tiny splash. Very little amount of water. If you can see, it's just a little bit of water at the bottom because it'll steam it then. Pop it in the microwave. That's what I've got for my microwave. You can get these, they're like shields. The steam will come out the top but it'll stop everything splattering. So it keeps the microwave lovely and clean. So I'm going to put that on for about 3 minutes and then I shall put some sugar in it. Keep that in the fridge when it's cooled down, and we'll either have it with yoghurt or cold custard. If it's warm, I have cold custard with it, but if it's cold out the fridge, I have either cold custard or even warm custard, depending on how we feel. So this is all the bits off of the rhubarb that's going into the recycling. I've got one of these little buckets that I put it in, but you can put it in anything. You don't have to have anything special. There we are, and that's where all my tea bags go. Anything that's uncooked, I never put cooked things in here. So any peelings or things that are past the sell-by date, fruit and veg wise, you know, if it's starting to go off, it goes in here. Goes back down to the allotment, into the compost, and then we use the compost again to grow things. So it comes from the earth and it goes back. So that's what we do with that. And once I've got this out, I'm just going to get a couple of apples. Here we are, a couple of apples. Just peel these and make some apple sauce. It'll go in the fridge, it'll get used in a few days. I put it on anything. You know, you can have apple sauce with custard or yoghurt once again, or you can put it on if you're making a sandwich, you know, like a sausage sandwich, you can put this on. I just like to get everything used, don't like anything to be wasted. So once again, get a little plastic tub, slice this round, leaving your core. That'll go into the compost once again. It all goes to the compost. And then I've got another one to do. This is going to go into here. Quite big chunks, you don't have to be fussy about it. It's just a matter of getting things done. And I think that's what a lot of us are guilty at times. I look at things and think, oh, I must get round to that, and I never seem to do it. Right, I'll just check that. I'm not putting any lemon juice on the apple to stop it going brown, because I'm not going to leave it long enough to go brown. Right. This is the rhubarb. I'm just checking. It's still very hard, so that's going back in. Another 3 minutes. I want it nice and soft. Because I think rhubarb is actually a vegetable. I don't think it was native to this country, I might be wrong. You've got to be careful with rhubarb because it's only the stalks that are edible. The leaves are poisonous, so you don't want those. Right, this is my second apple being chopped up. I noticed how expensive applesauce is. Sorry that you're getting a strange view of the old bod, but hey, keeping it real. So, just chuck it in, look. It'll break down this one. These pieces of apple. And if they're big pieces like this, you know that it's real, it's not shop bought. I'll leave my fork out because that's what I'll test the veg with. Chuck those straight in the wash. I've got a dishwasher, but it's very rare I use it now. There's only me and my husband here. It's not like we've got a big family here, like we had when the boys were at home. So that's all chopped up. Put that in the wash. Wipe this down. Try and clean up as I go. This in here is lemon juice, honey, garlic and onion. It's supposed to be good for you. The smell is, well, it's interesting. I think I'll probably put that in a little bit of boiled water, you know, a couple of teaspoons of that, a bit of boiled water, and see what it's like. It smells a little bit unpalatable, but I'm sure if you've got a bit of honey in it, it'll be fine. So that's what I'm doing. For tea, I'm going to do this couscous because I've found it in the cupboard. Sun-dried tomato. I don't know whether my husband will like it, but we'll see. And I've got some chicken that I'm going to put with that, and some mozzarella cheese, so that should be nice. And it's so easy to cook this type of couscous because I think I've shown you before, you literally just put boiling water on it. It's so easy. Look, and when you've got other things to do, it's quicker than waiting for a takeaway. Let's just see. Oh yeah, that's bubbling up, that is. Right, so that's that done. Now the apples. Just got to wipe the top of that because it has boiled over a little bit. See, there's me showing off, saying I don't make any mess. I'm not going to cut that out, it's real life. I don't want to be false. Right, apples. Put them on for about 2 minutes. There's not many in. And what I'll do now is put some sugar in. Let me move that out of the way. Put some sugar in this. Of course, being the frugal person I am, any sugar that I bring back from, if we've been out somewhere, that's what I use. It's very rare I buy sugar. Very frugal. That's it. Got to use your resources, haven't you? If you go for a coffee sometimes and put sugar on the saucer, or just put sugar on the plate for you to take, then they throw it away if you don't use it. Well, I don't use it in tea or coffee, so I just bring it back with me and pop it in the rhubarb or the apple. And it stops it being thrown away. I'm sure that'll be sweet enough. There's quite a lot of rhubarb in there, so, and it's very, very sour, rhubarb is. So you need a good ratio, I think, of sweetness. You could put honey in it as well if you wanted to, but we do like it with sugar. Just going to taste it, see what it's like. It's a little bit too tart still. Bit more sugar in. In fact, no, let's put some honey in. Let's be good. Let's see if I can get a spoon in it. This has gone to crystal. Let's put some sugar into some honey to sweeten it up. Like I say, you do need plenty because it is very tart and sour. But I'm sure the honey won't do any harm. That'll melt in there and get stirred up. I'm sure that'll be nice and sweet. So I'll leave that at that. See, it has gone green. It's not very red rhubarb. Some rhubarbs are. Let's have a quick look at this one. See how the apples are going. I think another minute for the apples. I think these apples were out of the £1.50 box. So, and I'm grateful for the £1.50 box because it gives you plenty of fruit and veg to use. Things that you wouldn't normally buy all the time, like there's usually lemons in, and it gets you to use the lemon juice. Yesterday I used it with some fish, and then after I'd squeezed it, I put the 2 pieces of lemon in a mug and put hot water on it, and I had that to drink, a nice drink of lemon. Like I say, I don't throw anything away. I'm just grateful for what we've got. And for this, I'm going to try and sweeten it with the honey, because I think it'll be a better thing to do. Let's see, we've not got much left in this one. Might have to get another one. I've been doing all my herbs as well, so that's been a good thing to do. I've got loads of bay leaves and thyme and rosemary. Then I've done one of mixed herbs, mainly the herbs, apart from the bay tree, they're out of our garden, but a lot of the others are out of the £1.50 box once again. Right, so that's another jar empty, so that's good. Just mush this up a little bit. And that will make a nice apple sauce to go with yoghurt or to go with pork, whatever you want to use it for. I'll keep it in this compartment instead of a jar because I can put that in the fridge. You can actually freeze them as well, but if you need applesauce for things. But I just thought I'd show you that. Bye.